You are welcome once again. It is my pleasure to welcome you to another edition of Matters Arising, coming to you live from the Abuja studios of KAFTAN TV. Matters Arising is the flagship talk show of KAFTAN TV, which features in-depth discussions and analysis of trending national and international issues as done by our team of broadcast journalists. My name is Dayo Omoogun. I'm glad that you're there.
I am Oriri Richard. Good evening.
Ekaette Ibuot is my name. Nice to have you tonight.
We use this opportunity to restate our promise that we will give you a program that is incisive, engaging, and interactive. And as much as possible, would love that you partake, beyond just watching, would love that you make calls onto the program in the course of the show, so that together we can build this house together. The number will be put on the screen much later, but you can have it at the back of your mind, that it's 080-299-38365. And at the appropriate time, it will be displayed on the screen. We look forward to having you participate. Now, gentlemen, even ladies are regarded as gentlemen in many professions.
Of course.
So, gentlemen.
No woman in the profession.
Exactly.
We're all men.
Exactly. So, I love the way the governors create employment in this country. Very interesting way that they create employment when they get into office.
What do you mean by that?
Like senior special assistants and all of that.
Sharp. That's exactly what I mean.
I think that's what he means.
That's exactly what I mean.
That's what he means.
That's exactly what I mean.
It just reminded me of one of the states in the eastern part of the country where a governor now created special assistant on happiness or something.
Happiness, enjoyment of happiness. Very interesting. Very interesting.
There was one other governor again in the south that created about over 400 or 500 offices for senior special assistants.
I guess I remember that, and it was shortly before the election,
before 2023 election.
Very funny. I'll take a cue from that. When I become a governor, I'll probably employ my own set of...
It's another strategy for campaign.
Exactly.
To support the public commissioner for happiness.
The system now in Nigeria, is done in such a way that since they don't have anything to come and offer,
exactly
what they do, the moment they assume office, they start campaign.
Immediately.
They don't do any, no governance.
They are already looking at the next election
in their mind.
Unnecessary.
Well, that's the character of politicians.
It's sad.
It's quite interesting.
Very funny, very funny. So maybe I'll also appoint SA for the extermination of rodents and insects.
Fumigation. SA fumigation.
Wonderful people we are in this country, Yeah, so how has your day been? I hope you're having a great day out there. I hope that the weather has been kind to you. Tonight, we look at something that concerns every one of us, and it has to do with security. Reports in the media say that the NEC, that is the National Economic Council, chaired by the Vice President Kasim Shettima, has ordered 4 states, Kwara, Adamawa, Sokoto, and Kebbi, and also the FCT, to ensure that they submit their report concerning state police latest September 9. That's on 4 days to go from now.
Yeah.
Well, that's
today
on the
is
lines.
3 days ago. 3 days now to go. Today is 6th.
Is today 6th or 5th?
Today is 5th.
No, today is 5th. So you still have about 4 days.
Yes.
Now, so that underlines how important and how urgent the matter apparently is to the government. And I know that people are really keen on having some option that can offer relief when it comes to security matters. We are at a point where most people believe that anything but the current police system will do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we also have a situation where there has been consistent advocacy across board, across all party lines, across tribes and whatever, that state police is the way to go. In fact, many people believe that that's the fail-safe elixir for combating our criminality and security challenges.
Of course.
So this evening, that's what we'll be looking at. Is it true? Do you believe that that's the way to go? Do you believe that that's the solution that will bring, that's the strategy that will bring a solution to our perennial security challenges and criminality challenges? Do you think that indeed it's worth the noise? It's worth all the campaigns, all the advocacy? That's what we'll be talking about this evening. What are the pros? What are the cons of adopting state police? Much as it is popular, have we really dissected it? Because some people, while saying, a majority of Nigerians believe, yes, that's the way to go, but there is this tiny section also who believe our problem has never been whether it is state or federal, but the problem has always been greed, attitudinal problems, greed, corruption, poor motivation and training, poor kitting, poor equipment, outmodeled equipment or insufficiency of it, and so on and so forth. So they are saying, even if we create state police, unless these other issues are tackled, we'll be back on the same spot.
Of course, the present damages caused by insecurity in the country, we cannot deny the fact that insecurity has so much caused a lot of havoc in Nigeria today, especially like the food crisis we are facing now. I think the major problem here is the fact that farmers have not been able to farm, and those who were able to farm, they've not been able to harvest their farm produce. So, and that has actually posed a lot of challenges in Nigeria. So this has actually made a lot of Nigerians from all quarters to clamor for the need for state policing. So it's not surprising that people are actually coming out calling on government to have an alternative to the present police structure, federal police structure we have in the country. So I think it's not surprising to me.
Okay, so you believe that? Are you saying you believe that that's the way to go?
Well, though the present it has its own advantages and disadvantages.
Right.
But the fact is, we have to sit on the table and then analyze though it might have its own disadvantages. Like there was a time the IGP came out to say that Nigeria is not yet mature for state police, as the 36 governments stand a chance of capitalizing on that, turning it into their own political and personal gains.
Right.
You know, including the FCT. Instead, he is of the opinion that the challenges being faced by the present federal police structure should be discussed, and then those issues should be addressed instead of towing the part of
creation of
yes. But then that's of community policing too has a lot of advantages, which as we go on we are going to yes.
The issue of state policing in Nigeria generally from before now, they have been kicking against it as well. I am not in support of state policing for now, just like the IG.
That makes two of us.
Just like the IG said, the security challenges generally today in Nigeria, most of the crime committed, they emanated from neighborhood, from the neighborhood, and Why we have it so high now is because of trust deficit.
Exactly.
Trust deficit between the people at the grassroots and even the government, not just the police. Police and the people, they seems to be friends. And that is why when we talk about community policing. Community policing is the relationship between the community and police. And even before now, the communities in our African society, we have a well organized society where orderliness is being is the watchword of every community in Africa. And this orderliness is as a result of the way and manner that communities manage themselves. When there were no issue of interference in community issues, and once that, like today now, politics, I can take it to be politics. Politics has made our community so terrible that there is no trust again in the community, no commitment again, even from the electorate to the government.
No,
they are not even showing no communal. Everywhere now is like
everybody is on their own.
You are your security by you form your own security. If you have built your house now, you have to hire somebody that will be your security within at the gate. And the communities, like, see, just the issue is so huge that we have a lot to talk about. Like community policing, like I said earlier, for me, I am not in support because the politicians that we have today, they have destroyed so many things in this country. From 1999 that we started practicing democracy again till now, you see that the security situation in Nigeria has become something that all of us we are on the crossroad, and the governors from now, the state commissioner of police, they take order from the center, from the IG. But during the election, you see how governors control even the state commissioner of police down to area commander, down to division, even to the ward level. So if you allow states to be in charge of police, creating their own department of state police, that is to say, the thugs that they have trained, all these they are thugs that they have trained during the election, they make use of them to rig election for them. They will give them uniform, give them gun against their political opponent. And that will become another different thing entirely in the country.
Richard, I think that I agree with you largely, substantially. I have, for every single time they talk about state police, I've never really believed in it. And I have one very classical example of something run by the states that has not fared well, that I use all the time. You find a situation where states have state independent electoral commissions. And every governor who is on the throne at the particular time wins all the local government elections,
political
almost like 90% or 100%, and all the. I mean, so is that possible? Is that possible in the first instance?
It's a very good example.
No. So how do you entrust this very critical security outfit to those governors? Governors are already too powerful, as far as I'm concerned. They are already too powerful. Until recently, I think it was a Buhari regime that sort of like copped their excesses a little when he did not involve them in the nomination of ministers. Usually, the governor is in charge of the minister's nomination. He knows who he wants to be minister. He is overseeing the local government chairman.
Board appointment.
I mean, that was simply too much, and they were becoming something else until that little part of it was pruned under the Buhari administration, and I think Tinubu has sustained it. But even now, even up to now, you can see how they are still fighting. I mean, through subterfuge, through all kinds of means, to force the hand of maybe the government against the local government autonomy. You can see behind the scenes they are still doing a whole lot. Imagine a state like Oyo, the councillors, the local government chairman saying they are not part of it. Who does that?
But if let's look at it this way, despite the fact that this local policemen might end up being like toys in the hands of the governors.
Not even
but we still have a greater advantage when it comes to this, because these are local people. When we say community policing, it's the immediate environment. Like I remember when we were kids, then in the village, you hardly see, you could sleep leaving your house open, because you know why? Because we all knew the threats of virtually everybody in the community. So if anything goes missing, some persons, perceived criminals, could always be sought for. So with that, if really we are serious about it, being that it's formed by the people locally, and if it is well managed, I would say it would have been the best way to go.
You have spoken well, but for me, I will take an example from what happened in Ebonyi State, where the immediate past governor, now Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he created what they called Ebubagu in Ebonyi State. Almost all the states within the southeastern region, Ebonyi have it Ebubagu. In Ondo State, they have what they call what is the?
Is it the one in Southwest?
Yes, Amotekun. In the north, they have. If you come to Benue State, the former immediate past governor Otom, he created what they call community volunteer guards. What are the sources of these community security outfit? What are the sources? No sources. Like community volunteer guards in Benue, created by Otom, he gave them guns. He gave them guns. And today, now, that is not in power. Even the current government now, they don't even know where they are. There is no local. In Benue State, we have 276 political wards. And there is no political ward that doesn't have up to 16 community volunteer guards. And all of them, they have guns. These guns, where are they now?
Where are they? You can imagine the risk.
Where are these guns? And who are the ones in charge of these guns? The governor who created it, he's not there again. His new government that we have now, there is no continuity.
And every day you're talking about control of weapons and
if you go to Ebonyi, the Ebubagu Constitution, the federal Supreme Court ruled that there should be nothing like Ebubagu.
Oh.
You understand? Now, where are these Ebubagu members that were recruited by the immediate past government?
I tell you, see, it's a huge risk.
It's a problem, and that is why you see the security.
I can be comfortable with it is if you have a system where maybe personnel are recruited federally, or what do I mean, nationally, and then maybe groups are sent and say go to. So it will still mean that somebody from Kontagora can serve in Benin.
No, but once that is done,
let me tell you,
the
state, the basic feature. Yes. Let me give this example. I think it's about 2 years ago. You know, in front of my, because I'm trying. The point I'm trying to make is that many times the security people are the risk themselves. Now, in front of my house, the drain, this thing that passes through, I have this iron. This thing, so that you can drive over it into the house or out of it. One morning, I knew that I was in the library and I heard some movement, but I wasn't too sure. So, but by the time we woke up, that thing had gone. For goodness sake, it is not something that any innocent, any ordinary person can carry because it's long, it's heavy. Okay. So it must be people who are in charge of the security, who who are working together, and they know that nobody can stop them.
Okay.
Most likely, because nobody will wake up and come and carry that thing without the fear that a security person may catch up with me. So many times, you know, the Yorubas have this saying that it is the inside rat that goes to invite outside rats to come and partake in feasting at home or destroying things. So the more that you create small groups and everything, the worse our security situation. Look at the picture painted by Richard. Now, you cannot be sure that all those weapons were recovered, were retrieved.
No, definitely you can't recover.
Exactly.
And apart from that, some quarters too have all equally argued that state policing too is actually going to create a gap in terms of security coordination, national
between the states and the national.
States.
Yeah,
that is, there's gonna be that that gap. You are doing your own thing, I'm doing my
own
different thing.
Yes, and after all, it's a federation.
Yes,
so everybody should have
no central coordination.
No central
So all that must be ironed
fact.
out. If there has to be an element of central coordination still, so that people don't just go haywire. Look at what happened in Benin some weeks back when Shuaibu and the APC candidate landed at the airport and there was an explosion. Think for a moment if the governor had a standing police force at his beck and call. If that could have happened without a state police, imagine for a moment what could have happened. Because Shuaibu was here in our studio. I interviewed him and he said that it was the governor's boys who did those things. He said it on air. I asked him again, are you sure what he said? It's not government, is Obaseki's boys. He said it, and based on confessions that have been made by some of the people involved and so on. Now imagine that such a governor has power to direct commissioner of police, to direct everybody.
And that's the attitude of an average Nigerian governor.
Yeah, not just, you cannot just push it to governors. Even the Shuaibu who was mentioning Obaseki's boys, he has his own boys.
Exactly.
You understand?
Exactly.
All the politicians have their boys. When you become governor, you enlarge, you expand their power.
Yes.
You give them more power than they had before. So the whole issue is
actually complex.
It is. Because it's too complex.
If we take a look at you know, at a point people just like the SARS.
Yes.
And what did we gain out
of SARS
that
at the end?
Be an example. So much issues were generated.
Exactly.
The boys took
people
advantage of Nigerians.
I mean, wantonly,
a lot of injustice.
See, this issue of state policing, if we will advise. We have in the Department of Nigerian Police today what they call PCRC.
Community Relations.
Police Community Relation Committee.
Yes.
PCRC. This PCRC, they relate directly with the community.
Yeah.
But I think why they are not making headway is because of this breach in trust.
Yes, that's correct.
And some people from the local communities, if they give information to police, they will tell you they are your friends. They will leak it. There is no local government in Nigeria. No local government in Nigeria that doesn't have a state security service official.
And that would have been
SSS. And they gather information from the community local people. They gather information from the local. In every local government, all the DSS officers in every local government in Nigeria, they write reports, security report on daily basis. And they cannot have report from the local communities without engaging with them, without that collaboration, without that synergy. But once there is trust in between you, if there is synergy, there is no how we will not police Nigeria very well.
Effectively, yeah.
The community policing department, they even have committees in every political wards in Nigeria.
You know, many times I wonder how this advocacy for state police, how it became this popular.
It's nonsense.
I don't know how it became this popular, because from day one, I keep saying, I do not see, before now, in earlier republics, there was something like that in many places. How did it turn out eventually? Did we not get into a wet year in the southwest? Were those times they had Dogeri, they had the local policemen, and how far did it take us? So we got to be very careful how we tread on this path.
But when I was secretary,
because as far as I'm concerned, if you are going to get, if for example in Niger State, if you need 10,000 policemen, why don't you employ them under this current structure and deploy them there? Is it not still money that's going to be spent for their upkeep, for their salaries, for their emoluments and everything? Why don't you do it centrally? Just increase. I think that one major problem is indeed the police force is totally inadequate in terms of personnel. I agree that we need like maybe ×2 of what we currently have. So why don't you just increase the number and improve their welfare and touch all the areas where we have issues, and then now try and rebuild trust between the communities and the police, as it currently operates, rather than coming to create mushroom. It's a very dangerous path to tread.
As a matter of fact, these bad boys, are known at the community
level.
It's just that sometimes people try to mind their own business
because you are afraid if you give information,
yes,
you don't know, you could get reprisals.
I think what they should do is, now that they are talking about local government autonomy, when I was secretary to my local government, what we have then was vigilantes. In the 10 political wards of my local government, we have vigilante officials in every ward, and they have leaders in all the local government. At the end of every month, there is a certain amount of money that local government vote out for vigilantes, where the head will come, sign the money, and then call all the security, the vigilante held from all the political wards together in the local government, and give them their tokens, which they use in buying battery, buy torchlight, and they are the one now giving information from the local communities to the local government chairman, the police, DPO, the SSS. They work together within the local community, and they send such information to the center, that is the state headquarters. So if they should, I will say they should hold on for this local government autonomy to be fully effective.
Exactly.
Once it's fully effective, they can channel this angle of security to the local government, because as it is now, local government doesn't have any responsibility in terms of local security. Now vigilante, they are not being paid by local government, but what they were doing was just like a volunteer assisting your local government to curb security situation in the local government. So if they can wait for local government autonomy to be fully effective, then local government chairmen can make vigilantes in all the local communities to be effective. They will even recruit people from the local from the emerging community and be paying them from local government
vigilante strategy stuff.
Yes, it's close to it. Yeah.
But the problem there is like what this some of them in some of these local communities, there were cases whereby they took advantage of the situation, and the same politicians were using these guys.
That's
too.
it.
Some of them actually acted wrongly.
Now listen to this. A minister just a few days ago said he will create chaos in other governors states for whatever reason. Think for a moment, if that person is still a governor and you are a local government chairman and you belong to another party, or what does it take him to come and cause chaos? Just send the police to come and cause chaos. See, I think that the authorities really need to sit back. That is what they really need to sit back and think about it. If possible, call a conference of all participants from all cadres, from students, from security forces, from media, and so on and so forth. Listen to this. Today, you have the regular police, you have NSCDC, you have DSS, you have soldiers. What exactly is the problem? As far as I'm concerned, if you're unable to use the resources at your disposal for now effectively, there's still no guarantee that if you get more, that you will use them effectively. State policing should be out of it completely.
I think it should
they should do is to strengthen the responsibility of our local chiefs. Then the local chiefs, when we have what they call vigilantes, is the local community chiefs, the district head, as we call them in my area, the district head of every political ward. They are the one that nominate with the collaboration of a council of chiefs within the community. They are the one that will nominate you to be among vigilante in the community, because they know the criminals. They know those who can give effective service to the community. They know those of them that will never be involved in anything crime in the community. Those people will give effective service to the community, security service to the community. And if the local government chairman requests for names of vigilantes from every ward, except the ones nominated, signed by the council of chiefs within the local community in collaboration with the youth wing of the community.
It might never be possible.
It's possible. It has been happening. It has been happening. I grew up under my father. My father was the district head of my ward.
You know,
that is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Now, the interference, the politicization that you are talking about is the interference of politicians in affairs of communities.
Almost everywhere.
Even traditional institution, traditional rulers election or selection.
Yes.
In those days, there is nothing like election in the traditionals too.
Most of them were.
The kingmakers will come together and select from among them.
Some
of them were monarchies, so they just transferred to the
so will select who will lead them. But today now, politicians from outside would want to be the one that make you the chief of your community for political reason.
Including students.
For political reasons.
Imagine that.
The entire community will now go, no, this is not our selection. We don't want this. Somebody that is sleeping with somebody's wife, you from outside, you are the one who knows this person to be the leader of this community. When the community knows the person as a thief, the community knows the person as somebody that have been entrusted with community fund before, and he ate it. And you are now coming from outside to elect chief for them. They will. The only thing such person enjoy is the government salary. The community have no regard, no respect for you.
Yes.
And that's why you see in all the communities today now, we don't have anything local governance. Before, if your district head or your ward head say, sit down here, you sit them. If they call the whole community to come, then you see everybody will come together. But today now, they are low rangers. There's political interference that is our problem.
And apart from that too, the issue of jungle justice too could come in here in the case of community policing. Because these boys too can just take laws into their hands by doing all sorts of
I really believe very strongly that we've not done enough homework to begin to talk about state police. I hope that the reports that the NEC is asking for will be a basis on which they can really sit back and make consultations, wide enough consultations, before they take a final decision. Now, viewers, we will be opening the phone lines very shortly after this break. So get ready to dial 08029938365 so that we can do this together. Yeah, welcome back. You can make your calls now. There was someone who was trying to reach us during the break. We can make that call again, and we're ready to pick your calls. So, as far as I am, okay, let's take this now. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. My name is Mohammed. I'm calling from Maiduguri.
You're welcome. Please, let's have your contribution.
First of all, I commend your channel for clarity of signal.
Wow, thank you so much. Thanks for that feedback.
Of this man with the red cap.
Yeah.
This issue of village shift, I noticed it in a neighboring country in Cameroon.
Okay.
Honestly speaking, their village shifts are so powerful that if somebody comes into their country in any way, must go to the village shift the way our people were doing before. That's why the local security monitoring is so effective. You cannot cross into their territory without being noticed. In fact, they have a good collaboration with their security agencies from the village to Yaoundé. They have communication link. So we propose, as he's saying, the civilians, the politicians deliberately downsize the power of these our local communities, thereby making them so like a ghost. Shadow. They don't have any power. This is what contributed to this breach of security at the local level. The worst is the local government system, where local government chairman cannot even give a contract of a borehole in his local government because all the money are being hijacked by the governor and his wife. These are the things that are happening.
His wife.
Then political talks, those talks, those political talks that are being used for political campaign are now being given weapons indirectly or directly. So if the state police are to be, the commander of the state police will be the number one talk on the governors. So it will never be a good thing for the Nigeria itself in the first place.
So Mohammed, you are not in support of state police.
Why should I support it? It's not even a good thing in the first place. So what happened now is this issue of this northwest that are having crisis. Honestly speaking, if they can adopt this civilian pattern in Maiduguri, the way the people came out, brought all their former governors and their senators, put themselves together and organize, what shall we do? If these military police from other states at the federal level are here in our state to help us, why can't we rise up to be in their support and show them the way? Because everything you want to do in anywhere, you must get a local
information,
local participation.
Northwest people and the other region are able to put themselves together and help.
Mohammed, you need to begin to round up. Thank you.
Go a long way and bring a solution to our problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great input there.
Yeah.
Now, so that means that there are quite a number of persons also who do not quite buy the idea. That's what it is.
Majority of Nigerians will not buy the idea.
If you really understand the dynamics of
yes.
politics in Nigeria, you'll be afraid of that proposal. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. This is Elijah from Lagos, calling from Lagos.
All right, go ahead.
My contribution is this issue of police. The problem we have in Nigeria today is leadership. Leadership problem. That's the problem, and every one of us knows. The politicians are the problem of Nigeria. They are the one causing the trouble. Anywhere in this country that you see insecurity, or go and check that place, the governors knows about it. They knows. So the issue of state police is something that's supposed to be, nobody's supposed to discuss about it, because as long as Nigeria is concerned, we have not come to that maturity. No need of talking about state police as long as Nigeria is concerned, because the leadership has problem itself. There is problem in the head. When the head has problem, how would all the whole body is affected? So that's my little contribution.
Thank you very much. We'll take this and then. Hello? Oh, no. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Ola. I'm calling from Lagos.
I almost guessed that that's Ola's voice. Yeah? You're welcome.
Thank you for this program. I always look forward to it.
Yeah.
And I want to just make this comment that anytime you allow other gender to be part of this panel,
It makes you extra happy.
It makes it happy, you know, and that's just beside. But I just want the issue of
I hope you are called same respect to your wife at home.
Yes. You commented from time back, you know, because even you have this motherhood, the way you present, and Miriam, every one of them, and the setup between close to you.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
The issue of state police. I think we need to look at it from number one. The character of people that are occupying the political office. Because sometimes when you look at the nature and their character, you ask yourself a question. How does this person get to this position of being a governor or being a minister? Because sometimes you ask questions that can, you know, at the time some of us we are suggesting that we should conduct a kind of a
mental test
for some of the political leaders based on their conduct and the way they do things. And why am I saying this? Coming
to this state police, this set of people that we have, they are not even ready for it, because the one we have now, you will see the way they handle those police. That some of these police they carry bag for the wife of the governor, even the commissioner, and sometimes you see the kind of show that they do with all these police, that they believe that it is when you go around with 7 police, 8 police, that you are protected, and use those people to oppress the people. So for me, state policing is the reason why people are really talking about it, because people are looking at the aspect of maybe the intelligence, that you get information from the REVs for secret to get information about crimes and all this. I think there is what we call catchment recruitment. That you recruit people based on
from within the
community.
Gone.
Yes, that is because of our catchment area. And why do we say catchment area? Because that person will understand the language, will understand the environment, will understand the pattern and the nature of what
the culture of the people.
I really like this point.
Catchment area. Then why can't we deploy somebody, the number of social percentage in the south, in the southeast, in the southwest, and all that, then deploy them based on that catchment area, since they are going to have the same training at the top. So the people in the south, they will be those employed in that area, they understand they are police, that they understand the theory of that police.
That's
they can
it.
gather intelligence, and even if you have all these local, unharmed locals, they can really work with them. So,
but they will still be controlled centrally.
It should be controlled centrally, yes, that's what I'm saying. It should be controlled centrally. The catchment recruitment is like they are recruited from this area, and they are deployed to that area. Not that you deploy somebody is a Yoruba speaking about Hausa, doesn't understand their language, does not know their theory, but they are employed centrally, but they are deployed based on their catchment. So that way, we will not be killing the people.
Ola, we need to get another person. Thank you very much. Yeah,
that's a good point.
Thank you very much. Again,
it's a good point, but it has
there's no
disadvantage.
perfect, exactly, there's no perfect solution. It has its own weaknesses.
Because if you recruit people from within a region, now you allow them to serve within that region, there will be sentiment in the discharge of their duty. Let's say I know this person have offended my father before, this person's father have suppressed my father before, and you will see some things happening that will cause another serious security problem again within the region.
We will have to, but
you can mix them up. People from other region, then you leave the large number of people from within that region to operate there.
Exactly. Because definitely there's no perfect solution.
No perfect solution, but the state policing issue is out of it for now. Should be out of it completely.
Let's take this. Hello, good evening. Oops, it's gone. Now, so indeed, we must be ready that whatever we come up with finally is not perfect.
Yeah.
That is a given. It's a constant. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
You seem to be in a noisy place. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Can't hear you.
I'm Oladira Joseph
From
Ondo State.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Even though there is some cracking sound.
We have here.
Wow.
Ondo State is the state that I reside. So, like the
You
other
can call back
that
now.
was saying, Oriri,
Nobody is hearing you.
Listen. There are some distortions.
He's not hearing you.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Can you do us this favor and even yourself by calling back, because this call is not good enough. We can't hear you clearly. Thank you. So,
There's another call.
you think is there another one?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Godwin calling from Akwa Ibom State.
Oh, good. How about you?
Yes.
Go ahead quickly.
Now, I want to say this. The problem that we have in this country is not state police. Already, the various police force we have is not paying us anything. So, what we are saying here is that
let the government, let the politicians come down to the age of God and try to have brain to think about this country, not police, state policing.
Okay. So in one word, you do not support state police, right?
It doesn't work. Let them just scrap that nonsense because this is their thoughts.
It's just their thoughts they want to transform into official uniform. All right, okay. Thank you, Godwin.
Yes, to intimidate the people.
They need to think about this.
Tell them, we don't want that. Things are so caused in this country, so we don't want those criminals to come in.
No. All right, Godwin. Thank you. Your point is taken. Yeah. So you see that a whole lot of people.
The problem we will face at the end is that the people who have initiated this idea, there's no how they will listen to the people. Because they have initiated this idea, having it in mind that they will make money out of it.
No, let me tell you.
They will make money out of it. By creating state policing, you are giving them more hands to loot money, to loot funds.
I think our democracy is growing. Recently, what was that thing the Speaker of the House of Reps brought? And when there was so much outrage, he had to withdraw it. What was this recently? This
bill about is it a tax abuse, something bill? Okay, punishment on those who cannot
recite the national
anthem.
Yeah, I mean, from the very beginning, I found it very funny. And when people began to say, no, we can't take this.
Democracy is all about dialogue.
He had to drop it.
It's all about dialogue.
Hello? Yeah, good evening. You need to cut down the volume of your set. Right. Now, in any case, I think this is important because the way that is becoming like a unanimous stand here, I hope that it's not mistaken for the stand of the House. These are our individual positions.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with KAFTAN TV. It's my opinion, it's her opinion, and it's his opinion. So that it's important to clarify this.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Engineer Emmanuel. I'm calling from Abuja.
All right.
On the issue today, I want to greet all of you in the studio.
Thank you.
Then we have leadership problem in Nigeria. We also have followership problem. So the kind of leadership that we get is the type of followership that we have.
You're correct.
If we change our followership status, we will get proper leadership. But if we continue with this status, it's the same leadership that we're going to get and we'll continue to get. On the state police, sincerely speaking, with the outburst of the insecurity that we're facing today, I think there is need not only for state police, but it's also need for local government police. So that every nook and cranny, there shouldn't be any ungoverned spaces. These bandits, Boko Haram, IPOB, or whatever, that are kidnapping people all over the country, where they use is ungoverned spaces. There are too much ungoverned spaces in Nigeria. So if we can find a way where people will have boots on the ground, you can imagine the entire Nigeria, over 200 million, we only have only 380,000 policemen. For crying out loud, these policemen
I said something like that just now.
How can they control this place? Like when I reside here in Abuja, the police station that is here, they don't have up to 5 or 6 policemen. Securing well over 3,000 or 4,000 people. How do you expect effective policing? So it boils down to every section, both the state, the local government, and the federal should find a way of having themselves involved in the issue of security. I think that is the best thing. I was so excited when this local government autonomy was announced. It is a very good one. I think the local government, every local government chairman, if he's empowered, the first thing he should do is that I'm going to secure my local government. So if 774 local governments are secured,
Yes,
so
definitely.
there is no need for ungoverned spaces. Let there be no ungoverned spaces at all in Nigeria as far as Nigeria is concerned.
Engineer, just before you go, is it possible for us to obliterate these ungoverned spaces by having a police that covers all those spaces but is controlled from a central position?
Yes, it is very, very possible.
In which case you won't need what you have just called the local government police and the state police.
Yes, what I'm saying is that, like now, say for instance, if we have the federal police will still be active, but the issue now is so that the burden of the policing will not be on the federal government alone. The local government will have their own stake. The state will also have their own stake. The federal will have their own stake. But it is centrally controlled in the center. That is the federal. But as it is today, it is only the federal government. Police, federal government. Military, federal government. Air Force, federal government. No, it is too much. The state should have some. What are they doing? The governors, what are they doing? Local government chairman, what will they be doing?
Thank you, engineer. We'll need to take one more person at least.
That's a valid point.
Yeah, so
That's a valid point.
we're getting close to the end of the show. So after this call, this is the last call we're taking. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah? Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah?
Yes, I'm really happy for this wonderful program that you people have brought up. I'm a regular customer. This is Christopher from Makodi.
Oh, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, I'm listening to this wonderful program. I think what we need, just like my friend in the studio with Chief Cap there,
Yeah?
looking very, very brilliant. See, what we needed is like those politicians, those governors, whoever is bringing this issue of state police. It's like they are shorting of their thoughts. They want to really recruit more. We don't need any state police. All we needed is Nigeria is capable to hold on their security. The first primary of any governor, any president to come into power is the life of the people, to hold onto their life and protect their life and property.
Yeah.
It's the primary assignment.
Yeah.
What we just needed is to be sincere with our leadership. All the things we are getting it wrong is the leadership. When we get the leadership correct, first of all, you take your state first. From the leader top to the end, you take your people first in mind. All this thing will be crashed. Anything that lasted or any crisis lasted for 24 hours, the government is interested.
That's what,
If it's not,
according to Abacha's theory. Go on, go on.
So please, I believe I'm not supporting at all for any reason of state police.
All right.
Because it's another way of giving governors power.
Thank you very much.
Power.
Thank you very much.
Let them recruit, just as we are saying, let them recruit more capable hands, trustable hands, and let them lead to the people.
Chris, we would have to leave it here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That will be our last caller for tonight's
You made a
program.
valid point.
Yeah, solid points out there. And you can see that a wide cross-section of Nigerians, from what we have had today, do not quite
Agree
that there should be a state police. Everybody is afraid from the experiences of the past.
Yeah.
And so for me, as we close, my last line would be, why can't we take our police numbers from whatever it is right now to at least 1 million? Because it's the same thing. You want to go and replicate those things at the state level.
The ungoverned spaces that other caller
talked about
is very important.
Yes, very good.
Nigeria have
deploy from the central
space
system to cover all those ungoverned spaces.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's too large.
That's it. So that's my last line, and let's have yours.
My own is that almost all of them that have put a call to us today have said the challenge we are having a leadership challenge, and this leadership challenge is coming from the angle of unpatriotism. If the Nigerian citizens, we seem not to be patriotic to our country. We seem not to be loyal to the country. We seem not to have even responsibility as citizens that we deliver to our country. So let us have it at the back of our mind that the security of our country is in our collective hands. And once we have that, we build that trust between ourselves as leaders and the people that we are governing, there is no how we will have security challenge the way we have it now in Nigeria.
No. Right.
Okay, my own last point tonight is that when we are talking of security, it goes beyond police alone. We have other security agencies, and then the government, the federal government, should be able to equip and empower all our security agencies. Government should be able to empower them more. I think if they are being empowered, they are encouraged, maybe they are, if they are well equipped, I think it will go a long way in addressing these challenges we are facing, because it's no doubt, it's obvious the insecurity issues it's almost bringing the nation to its knees. So it's affecting every facet of our society and must be urgently addressed.
So this is where we draw the curtain on this program. We thank you, every one of you who have made the effort to put a call through, and everyone who is at the other end that makes this program worthwhile. Thank you for being there. We also want to thank the producer of the program. We want to thank every member of the production team, and we want to say thank you to everyone who in one way or the other has made this a success. Thank you so very much, and stay blessed. My name remains Dayo Omoogun. Have a very good night.
I am Richard Oriri. Bye.
Ekaette Ibuot is my name. Thank you for keeping us company tonight. And
as we say at KAFTAN TV,
imagine a beautiful world.